Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Football Premi podcast. Today we have Jitin, Shyam, and Bala. So today we are talking about the new teams in our 2020-21 league: West Brom, Fulham, and Leeds. So the floor is all yours, Jitin.
ഓക്കെ സോ സബീഷ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഈ സീസൺ പ്രീമിയർ ലീഗിൽ പുതിയതായിട്ട് വരുന്ന 3 ടീമുകളെ കുറിച്ചാണ് ഈ എപ്പിസോഡിൽ നമ്മൾ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. പാനൽ എക്സ്പേർട്സ് ശ്യാം to talk on Fulham, which we begin with. So here we go. Shyam, all yours.
So Fulham ne പറ്റി പറയുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ Fulham is probably the weakest or not the least exciting of the teams that's coming up. But squad strength വെച്ച് നോക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ they already have a few amount of players who actually played in the Premier League before. Experience അവർക്കുണ്ട്. But last time അവരുടെ പ്രീമിയർ ലീഗിൽ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു they were not very confident about themselves. അവര് ഒരു losing streak തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു they did that over the year, and then the manager got sacked. Scott Parker started coming in, but he couldn't save the season. They went down. But because even when they went down, their squad was really good for championship. So everybody thought that they will immediately bounce back to Premier League. But ride atra smooth allarunnu. They started off very badly, and later on they started pulling their weight together. Mitrovic started scoring. Mitrovic ആണ് അവരുടെ ഒരു key weapon എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. Mitrovic scored a lot of goals in the championship. I think 26 goals or something like that. They have a couple of good midfield players who provided the assists for the Mitrovic goals. Then towards the end, they were again before the coronavirus lockdown, they lost their way a little bit. Brentford was at time like a pure favorites for coming back up because they had a very young attack which was very exciting and all that. But towards the end, they went on a 7 games unbeaten streak in championship, which enabled them to be on par with Brentford for the playoffs. The goal difference ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് playoffsൽ Scott Parker, I think his pure determination just got them through the playoffs because I think Cardiff City Lions, they didn't have Mitrovic, but he still won that game. Joe Bryan was a really key element in their whole season as well, but really in the playoffs he was the star rather than Mitrovic. He scored 2 goals in the playoffs, I think semi-final or final or something like that, which was a key reason. So Brentfordനെ ട്രംപ് ചെയ്ത് ഫുള്ളം കയറി വരുന്ന ആരും പ്രതീക്ഷയില്ല, but they did the job. Now I think in the Premier League they will find it tough again because the players who they have right now, അവർക്കൊരു ഡിഫൻഡർ, ഒരു ഹെക്ടർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഡിഫൻഡർ ഉണ്ട് who is really good. Joe Bryan, he's really good. Then they have this couple of players, Knockaert, Cavalerio.
Like Premier League experience എത്രമാത്രം സ്ക്വാഡിൽ ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത് slight concern like compared to the other
Premier League experience കുറവാണ്. See, I think I thought their squad still had Seri, who was very sought after at one point in 2018 or something. He was Liverpool linked ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, Manchester United linked ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പുള്ളി അവസാനം ഫുള്ളമിലാണ് പോയത്, but he's still with them, I think. Anguissa also, there's another midfielder who played in the Premier League who really looked impressive, who everybody thought that he will move on when Fulham dropped down, but I don't think that has happened. With that experience they may be able to cope, but I think their major problem is mentally they are not very strong. Last time when they started losing a lot. They big losing streak ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. That I think the Parker will have to fix. So which I think അതിന്റെ ഒരു ചെറിയ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മൾ ചാമ്പ്യൻഷിപ്പിൽ കണ്ടു. They came back from a losing streak and went on an unbeaten streak towards the end to bring everything back, and that's how they are in the Premier League. That's why they are in the Premier League. Otherwise Brentford ആയിരുന്നു വരേണ്ടിരുന്നത് ഇവിടെ. So it seems like they are a pure English side now. Means ഇപ്പോൾ ലീഡ്സിന്റെ അടുത്ത് നോക്കിയാലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വെസ്റ്റ് ബ്രോമിന്റെ അടുത്ത് നോക്കിയാലോ എക്സൈറ്റ്മെന്റോ ഒരു യൂഫോറിയ ഒന്നും ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും they have a sheer grit and determination throughout the squad that they can fight back. Other means I think even we all know Scott Parker also is that kind of a player when he was playing. So I think that is kind of like propagating throughout the squad right now that they are a determined bunch. They'll be hard to beat, but they will need to find a little more spark because Mitrovic last time in Premier League he was a failure.
Correct.
From a goals perspective. So they will have to either find a spark within the squad or they might have to buy maybe one more goal scorer in the squad because this Premier League fixtures are not going to be forgiving. So it will be a test. It will be a test for them. We'll see.
I think especially like we've seen in the past, right? ഒരു സ്ട്രൈക്കറിനെ ഹെവിലി ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്ത് ഗോൾസിന് വേണ്ടി ഹെവിലി ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്ത് ചാമ്പ്യൻഷിപ്പിന് കയറി വന്ന് ലൈക്ക് ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എവറി ടീം ഹാസ് റിയലി സ്ട്രഗിൾഡ് ഇൻ ദ പ്രീമിയർ ലീഗ്. കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നോർവിച്ചും they banked on Pukki to get them goals. He did get them goals ആദ്യത്തെ 2-3 കളിയിൽ. But after that, once his form dipped, there was no goal outlet ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ one striker, especially Fulham, the goals majority I think has come through Mitrovic. So that is going to be a concern for Parker.
ലാസ്റ്റ് ഒരുപാട് പേരെ വാങ്ങിച്ചില്ലേ, എന്നിട്ട് they tried something.
അത് 2018-2019 they bought a lot of people. They actually sold Sessegnon and then bought a lot of people with that money and a little bit more. They almost spent 100 million I think in 2018.
Yeah.
But അതൊരു scattergun approach ആയിരുന്നു. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ they bought a lot of people from different leagues and they couldn't acclimatize. They couldn't come to terms with the Premier League. Some of them just couldn't cope up with the speed and all those things. Some of them just couldn't settle down. Before that, they started this losing streak and then they couldn't recover from that.
Okay. So
towards that, they were already relegated. They were already relegated when they started. When they got Scotty Parker as manager, they were almost already relegated, like 10 points off the safety zone or something.
Appo oru higher position in the second half of table at best is what we can expect. Or അതിലും കൂടുതൽ പോകാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ടോ?
They will be a fighting bunch. That much is for sure. They will be a fighting bunch, and they are not what you say nailed on relegation എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല because they have that character in them that they can fight back. But do they have the players at this point? I don't see it. There is a clear lack of goal scorers in that team throughout. They have a good defensive bunch, but again, they will be tested. They will be tested in the Premier League. So they will have to really fight hard in order to stay up.
Okay.
Just because of the lack of goal scorers, either they need to buy a goal scorer. The only purchase I think they have done is a loan from Southampton for Lemina,
yeah.
Who's not a renowned goal scorer. He's more of a midfielder who can
out and out goal scorer. So Mitrovic allanda you can't like point on one person to give you goals. That might be a concern.
They have other players who can provide, but I don't see a goal scorer in them.
Slaven Bilic
heavily relied on Mitrovic.
Slaven Bilic in the team to do any different, Bala?
So talking about
West Brom.
See, so West Brom, the thing is they had long periods where they were stably in the league before they went down in 2017-18. So, and they nearly bounced back in 2018-19, losing narrowly to Aston Villa on penalties in the playoffs. So that would have been heartbreak for them. And അവരുടെ ഇപ്പം തിരിച്ചു വരവ് coincides with the hiring of Slaven Bilic. So Slaven Bilic is not an unknown name for us. I've seen him in West Ham, and he had that one great season in West Ham, which I think was largely on the back of Dimitri Payet. So Payet പോയതോടെ പുള്ളിന്റെ West Ham season tanked and he was sacked. He had a short stint in Al Ittihad that also didn't work out all that well. But I think he's found his foot in the championship. And really, they didn't expect to return this quickly. They're ahead of schedule, actually speaking. And he's 2019-20 season championship in the promoter season, they started really hot. The first half of the season, 50 points. Second half, only 33, right? So there was a major dip in form in between. But that is the reason. Usually, there are two reasons. One is a serious injury to a key player. We'll touch on that. And the other is, of course, the Corona break and the compressed schedule that came afterwards. So, Slaven Bilic, I think he takes this as a welcome bonus and they play, but they have challenges, right? So, we'll look at that when we look at the acquisitions and the team that they currently have. Next slide.
Generally, it's the rule in championship, right? All the teams start very well because of the Saturday and Tuesday games. Very difficult to keep up throughout the season with the same pace. They always dip in form. Like Leeds Jitin form is quite
I don't
common.
think championship teams as such squad depth അങ്ങനെ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. So
Yeah, right.
ഇല്ലില്ല.
that could also,
Most championship sides in the go-to strategy is to find a good loan acquisition which will save their season and convert that loan into a purchase. So I think the big thing that they did last year, they had 3 major loans. 2 of them are back actually. So West Ham and the Grady Diangana, Sporting the Matthews Pereira, and they had from Benfica Filip Krovinovic midfielder. They are now in talks to bring him back. So this was the core which really helped them last year. And when Grady Diangana went down with injury was when our bad run of form started, because it made Matthews Pereira their only target, and everyone used to just isolate him, rough him up, and that was how games were being won against West Brom. So that would most likely be the strategy this year also, because they have not added much. And അവരുടെ transfer activity നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ I think they have added 1 centre back, പക്ഷേ it is back from League One. Wigan നിന്ന് വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന centre back ആണ്, but he gives them some solidity in the back because he's a big centre back, and they already have a decent CB in Semi Ajayi. So I think ഇച്ചിരി defensive solidity ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ some clean sheets they might be in a good run. ഇപ്പം ഷെഡ്യൂൾസ് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ I think they are starting little rough until mid-October when the fixtures start to ease up a bit. So Slaven Bilic ആദ്യത്തെ first few fixtures we can navigate with some points coming out of it, nothing like it. And currently they're also in talks to get a backup in David Button for Sam Johnston, so that will be a bit of premiership experience coming into the side. But look at people that they have lost, right? They have lost in midfield more than anything else. Gareth Barry retired, Chris Brunt has left, and so they are now really central midfield, which has had EPL experience, Jake Livermore, right? So name familiar to most of us. And the other area that they really need to improve, because forwards, their current setup, nobody is trusted by Slaven Bilic all that much. At the same time, they have not really made a whole lot of inquiries in the market to get a good forward also. Because they have Charlie Austin, they have Yahoo Fantasy, the Taremaya, Hal Robson Kanu, but I don't expect them to really light up the Premier League anytime soon.
Charlie
So they do need a good forward.
Charlie Austin could. I think he at one point was trying, very good or was very good in Premier League.
QPR,
But I think he's physically on the decline right now.
maybe
Okay.
he lacked that extra yard of pace, but Charlie Austin കളിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ you are assured goal scoring chances at least. Like he will make sure one way or the other you will get that. So I think
Quality finisher, but I don't think Bilic trusts him. So I think Bilic is not a Bilic player at the moment. So Bilic വേറെ ആളില്ലാതെ കളിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ് ഇപ്പം ഓസ്റ്റിനെയും ഹാൽ റോബ്സൺ കാനോനെയും. പക്ഷേ he would love to have another proven scorer up top to help him.
Okay.
But without acquisitions, I think 18th or 19th place finish West Brom this season, because the competition is so tight, the schedule is so compressed, they simply may not have enough players to last. Fantasy point of view, definitely keep an eye on Matthews Pereira, because boy has lit it up last year, and I think he's really a good talent to watch, and he's also on set pieces. Equilibrium fantasy, almost all midfielders are expensive, so Matthews Pereira is acting at 6.0, which might still prove to be a bargain if he continues to carry over his form.
Yeah,
So I think that's pretty much the only player I'm watching right now for West Brom.
Yeah.
so
Also, Diangana also is very highly rated. Was very highly rated in West Ham.
Yeah.
For some reason, because yesterday I saw that Mark Noble was very animatedly angry in Twitter that they sold Diangana. So let's see. That's another one to watch.
Under 21 England player, right? So definitely value.
But left wing is overloaded for West Ham, right? They have the Musaku and they have
Lanzini,
current left back.
Musaku, Lanzini, അവിടെ കളിക്കാൻ കുറേ പേരുണ്ട് വെസ്റ്റ് ഹാമിൽ.
Yeah, left ഒരുപാട് പേരുണ്ട്. They can easily sell anybody, and they need money also, right?
Yeah, I think they were trying to push out Anderson, and then probably was thinking about bringing this guy in, but for some reason Moyes have sold him now. I don't know why. Maybe they just need to raise funds.
So a finish.
Yeah, let's go to Leeds.
A finish below Fulham is what we are expecting from West Brom.
I don't think so.
18-19
I
ആണ്
personally
ബാലയുടെ
don't think so.
18-19 ആണ് ബാലയുടെ prediction. So that's that.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
Fulham
true.
will not take
The
this
Fulham
season.
strength is the goal scorer in Mitrovic, but the problem is that's their all their eggs in one basket at that point. If Mitrovic didn't fire, then Fulham is going to really struggle.
Okay, so
The reason I say 18-19 is because I'm hoping and praying that Villa goes down.
okay, some
For other reasons, right?
no loss.
Because of Jontering.
അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് 18-19 പറഞ്ഞത്. I didn't say 19-20. But all these new sides, right? Unless they invest heavily, they are going to be in a very difficult spot because, yeah, it's the nature of the game.
Like
See,
Sheffield.
also that also depends on
Sheffield-
character a little bit, because
Right.
if you look at Sheffield United didn't have like well-known players or anything like that. They just fought hard. So it will depend on that.
And they stuck to their guns, right? They overlapping with defenders, their strategy or whatever person giveaways game. They worked on that, right? So
Yeah.
if you stick to your game,
Okay.
probably you can still make it.
On to the last portion. The episode
Mr. Madman.
D-Man, master tacticians back.
Probably the most anticipated one.
Since
Exactly,
എത്ര
yeah.
16 കൊല്ലം. I think
16 years, yeah.
what the first time that I have actually noticed Bielsa Argentina fans ഇതിന് മുന്നേ of course ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. യുണൈറ്റഡിന്റെ dreadful campaign against Athletic Bilbao. മുനിയായിനും ആൻഡ്രൂ ഹെറയും കേറി നിറങ്ങിയ മിഡ്ഫീൽഡ് അന്നാണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ടൈം മാർസലോ ബിയൽസ എന്നുള്ള പേഴ്സൺ നമ്മൾ അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഞാൻ പേഴ്സണലി ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നത്. വാട്ട് ഹി ബ്രിങ്സ് ടു ദിസ് സീസൺ ഇസ് ഐ തിങ്ക് മച്ച് ബെറ്റർ ക്വാളിറ്റി മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഇൻ ദ പ്രീമിയർ ലീഗ്. കാരണം ഹി ഈസ് നോൺ ഫോർ ദ വേ ദാറ്റ് ഹി ഗെറ്റ്സ് ഹിസ് ടീം റെഡി, ദ വേ ദേ ആർ ഡ്രിൽഡ്. മാത്തേസ് ക്ലിഷ് ലീഡ്സിന്റെ സെൻട്രൽ മിഡ്ഫീൽഡർ യോർക്ക്ഷയർ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിൽ പറഞ്ഞ ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്. ആസ് ഇൻ they don't feel that they're going into a match. It's more like they go into a war. കാരണം drills അത്ര high energy ആണ്. Fitness measurements എല്ലാം is top notch. They like such high is the standard expected from their team. Traditional Bielsa method is what we are trying to see here, and Leedsലും പുള്ളി അതന്നെയാണ് implement ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് 4-1-4-1 while on the press. So the most pivotal part is the center defensive midfield position right in front of their back. Calvin Phillips literally owned that throughout the season, and that pretty much has justified pulling England call up. I don't remember the last time a championship player had a call up for the England national squad right out of the season. So Bielsa has ensured ഒരു രണ്ടര സീസൺ മുമ്പ് ഒരു മിഡ് ടേബിൾ ഫിനിഷിംഗ് ടീമാണ് ലീഡ്സ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് 8 seasons 6 seasons like 14-15th round and Leeds finished. അവിടുന്ന് ഒരു ടോപ്പ് നോച്ച് ടീം in 2 years is incredible achievement that Bielsa has managed with this team. And ഒരു unique style of play is what I think we can expect from Leeds. So അവരുടെ സ്റ്റൈൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ fast paced, it's not just counter attacking, transitions ഭയങ്കര സ്പീഡാണ്. Like forward passes in quick moments, they always overload players in every position. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അറ്റാക്ക് ബിൽഡ് ആവുന്നത്. They want to outnumber their opposition in every position that they move the ball forward to.
And high counter press also, right?
High counter press, very high counter press. So ball ഇപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ കീപ്പറിലാവുമ്പോൾ both these wing backs that you see on the back, they push so high up, the center defensive midfielder drops back to collect the ball, and then they press together. I mean, they move together as a team. I think in the last season, the only team that outweighed that was Tony Pulis and Middlesbrough. Last season, I think. I mean, you expect that from Tony Pulis, right? A defensively well-drilled team. And I think that's what we can expect once teams start getting used to Bielsa's way of things. Defensively, after a drilled team, I think they can stop it. But otherwise, it's going to be tough to manage a Bielsa team, is what I feel.
Right. And their XGS are very high. Like they make a lot of chances.
Yeah. So yeah, that's in fact the next point. ഒരു ഗെയിമില് what you see here is the amount of shots that Leeds take when they are in transition in the attack. The flip side of that is while their amount of shots that they end up taking, their conversion rate needs to be better, and that I think that is also why Bielsa has gone and signed Rodrigo. Because Bamford, they are not able to get that. So the blue portions are the least expected goals. So ഈ double line border കാണുന്നതാണ് 1, 2, 3, around 4 is the one that they've converted. ബാക്കിയൊന്നും convert ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടില്ല. Around 71 shots on an average in a 10 game span. So 71 shots they are not able to convert as much. And അതിന് most കാരണം എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ അവരുടെ style of play, like I said, move together as a team, flip, and then ഈ സെന്ററിന് their striker, either the striker takes a shot or the overlapping winger takes a shot, and Bamford has not been able to provide that to them. So that is a worrying factor for Bielsa, that their conversion rate isn't as good, even though they have taken so many shots. But I think that is also where he's trying to invest with bringing of Rodrigo. On the other side, they same Sanam at the defensive side, both their at least 18-19 were the first choice keepers. Peacock Farrell, I think, has gotten old. I think he's out of chances at Leeds. It'll either be mostly between Kessia and Meslier. Kessia racist controversial. My prediction is for Meslier to get the pick. But what we have seen from Kessia as well as Farrell is that they are more susceptible to long shots. Like 30% of the long shots go in. Adani Karna, conversion rates, again, you see there are more oranges and yellows as compared to the blues, which were there in their attacking. So around 30% of their the shots that they concede, it's likely to go in. So that is something that Bielsa will have to keep in mind. But again, the brand of football that we're going to expect from Bielsa is like really exciting.
Top class, yeah.
Top class, high pressing, master tactician. You will see people in transition, and the only flip side, like I already mentioned, Calvin Phillips' injury vannal, that team is going to be at least 60% down by you.
So nanaki VPT, Bielsa and VPT കിട്ടിയാണ്. Bielsa is known for his studies, right? Like he studies the opponents and then creates.
ഞാൻ ബിയൽസന്റെ ടാക്ടിക് സെഷൻസ് സ്പൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പോയിട്ട്
അതുപോലെ ഉണ്ട് കണ്ടിട്ട്.
But I think Jithin, I think you are right. Calvin Phillips is their heartbeat of that team. If and I think that's where the opponents might also target to disrupt their rhythm. They will have to make sure that Calvin Phillips does not play well.
Like I said, Tony Pulis's അത് succeed ചെയ്യാൻ കാരണം എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ his center midfield made sure Calvin Phillips does not have a line to pass through the center. They blocked that line of pass every time Phillips got the ball. Appa avർക്ക് long balls കളിക്കണം. And Leeds are not known to play long balls. I mean, not David Luiz style long balls, but not known to play long balls from the back.
You don't win long balls against Tony Pulis.
Yeah. So that is one of blocking.
Yeah, and I think even big teams they will have to be cautious against Leeds in the way that it will depend how the scenes pans out. But if they have the full 11, the big teams have to probably look at it is they'll probably have to play the waiting game. I think the what United did wrong in when they played Bilbao in that match was like they attacked Bilbao right from the get go. They were like up front. They were like their fullbacks were all up. It allowed a lot of space for transition, which they very successfully did, and they were playing with a higher energy than United at that point as well, because United, I don't think they were really keen on Europa League at that time as well. But anyway, that would be something to watch.
ഒരു കാര്യം എനിക്ക് മിസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന വെച്ചാല് ജനറലി അവർ ഈ കൊറോണ കാരണം the biggest miss is lot of good crowds are there. Ellen Road crowd is really അത് വലിയൊരു മിസ്സാണ്. Like for the of them coming back after 16 years, they would have rocked the place.
I think this is,
and
I mean Leeds will pretty much be like what Sheffield did last time. Kind of overlapping defenders nalla concept of Premier League completely new in the beginning of the season, and they Sheffield was they gathered a lot of points at that time, but once teams gradually started getting used to it, you could see that that outlet was not as impactful as it was. So I think Leeds once team gets to know how Bielsa's system plays, they understand how to block the line of pass for Calvin Phillips. Bielsa's gonna have, but you would expect Bielsa to come with a plan B, C, D, E, and F. So one last.
Yeah, also they will also it'll also depend on, like, how long they can continue that high energy game into the league,
Yeah.
because
that-
that's also another key thing.
Yeah, so that
It's
exactly.
very hard to keep up.
We actually saw that in the 18-19 season. So ഈ ഗ്രാഫില് റെഡ് ലൈൻ്റെ ലെഫ്റ്റിലാണ് 18-19 and red and റൈറ്റിലാണ് 19-20. So here, because of the exact point that Sham just said, they could not maintain their fitness levels, our same energy levels press ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. So they started conceding a lot more. ഈ black line is their goal difference. So it actually kept going down and down. Towards the end of the season, it just dipped like anything because they were so fatigued. They could not maintain that level of play. But I think on the flip side, Bielsa has found a way to manage that, because 19-20 season we got a remarkable increase in goal difference as well as expected goals from that team. So a fair point, unless, as long as he is able to keep that high energy system in Premier League, because of course Premier League our fitness level maintain either week in week out is, I think, a couple of notches above championship. So if he manages to do that, we can expect a top half of the table finish from the
It kind of
at least they'll survive, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. They kind of reminds me of Blackpool back in the day. I think
Charlie Adam time.
Charlie Adam time, right?
10-11.
ഓർമ്മിക്കല്ലേ
So
പണ്ടേ ചർമ്മത്തിന് ഓർമ്മിക്കല്ലേ.
So they were അവരും ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു ഏകദേശം style of not exact style of play, but they were also very high energy side. And first half of the season they kind of like surprised everybody. Second half of the season they were fatigued. I mean, after the Christmas break they didn't really couldn't really get up and running ആവാൻ പറ്റില്ല അവരുടെ usual game ലേക്ക്. They had to tweak and they had to bring in other aspects of the game and all, and they couldn't I don't think the players couldn't get around the fact that they have to play a different game. So let's see. I mean, I think it will be fun to watch. At least first few games will be fun to watch.
First game
Liverpool are playing first. Yeah, they're playing Liverpool first, right? So yeah, that will be fun watch.
Liverpool at Anfield.
Gegen press on one side and counter press on the other one.
മിക്കവാറും BLC ക്ലബ് അടിയാവും റൈറ്റ് ലൈൻ.
Okay, so
I think of the three sides we promoted, most money is on Leeds staying, right? So I think they look like they're here to stay.
They will.
വില്ല താഴെ
And
പോവാണ്.
I think fantasy point of view, wing backs ആയിരിക്കും target ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. Once they get through their initial, adjustment period in the league.
Rodrigo will be a good bet.
Yeah, but I don't think Bielsa is going to throw him into the deep immediately. He'll probably bring him off the bench for the first few games.
So that is another thing with Bielsa. പുള്ളിക്ക് ടീമിനെ ബെഞ്ചിൽ ഇരുത്താനും ബെഞ്ചിലാളെ കൊണ്ടുവരാനും ഒട്ടും മടിയില്ലാത്ത പുള്ളിയാണ്. You don't perform, you are straight onto the bench. He doesn't give you like 10 games chances. Perform
ബെഞ്ചിലെത്തിയ ആളാണ്.
അല്ല ഇത് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്
ഇതുവരെ we haven't spoken about one guy who's I think their talisman who really brought them in. Pablo Hernandez.
El Majo. So but 35
years,
I don't think he's going to be
35, 36, but I think the magic is still there.
90 minutes week in week out കളിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ആംപിയർ ഉണ്ട് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. But if he plays 59-60 minutes, he's definitely going to make an impact. Even based on the last.
Another factor also that might come into play is how media handles Bielsa and Leeds, because that will also be an interesting storyline.
Hey, I think
which can distract the team.
I think Bielsa will handle the media than media handling Bielsa.
Yeah, I know, but that will be the biggest story from Leeds than anything they'll do. അതവര് ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യാനുള്ളത് നോക്കണം. അതുകൊണ്ട് that is also another thing.
Bielsa will
how much he might get distracted.
Bielsa will have nothing to say. Okay, so that's it from us.
All right.
On this episode.
So Leeds to say and West Brom and Fulham to go
West
down.
Brom and Fulham will have it hard. Bielsa will probably pull through Leeds. I'm expecting Leeds to have a higher finish actually. I mean, there are a lot of teams who is worse than Leeds at this point right now in the league.
Okay.
So who are your relegation candidates for this year?
Bala, I will let you start.
Bala's I think already put his money on Aston Villa.
I do not want to see John Terry on my screens for a long, long time. So please, Aston Villa, go down. I think Brom, if they don't invest, they are also going down. Fulham, if they don't invest, they are going down. So Villa, Brom, and Fulham for me.
So West Brom and Fulham straight down to the championship if they don't invest is your call.
ഇല്ല ആൻഡ് ഐ തിങ്ക് അഭി പറഞ്ഞൊരു പോയിന്റ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ ലൈക്ക് ഇഫ് കഴിഞ്ഞ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് പറഞ്ഞല്ലേ ഇഫ് വൺ ടീം ഗെറ്റ്സ് സം കൊറോണ ദിസ് തിങ് റൈറ്റ്
That's
break the backbone of the team and then you never know, right?
Correct.
Like any team, right? Like say Wolves, they use their main 15 players all the time. You get corona for their three defenders, that's it. That screws their whole season.
okay, boys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think I think one of West Brom and Fulham is nailed on to go down, but the other two I'm not really sure. Maybe Aston Villa, maybe another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you all for
All right then.
All right. See you guys.